Okay, good morning, everyone. So let me share my screen before moving further. So yeah, sorry. I hope my screen is visible, right? So today what we are going to, from let's summarize the all the concepts which I have learned. We went with the syllabus and all the things. And yesterday what we did is we have created I have shown you how to create an AWS account, hub.docker.com account, and we have seen the difference between the microservices and monolithic, how the microservices helps for us in order to deploy the applications instead of monolithic. And we have seen how to check the cost usage, and we also went through the free tier limits of the AWS account. Okay, I have also pasted the link in your chat so that you can refer that free tier limits. Okay, so let's move further with the other concepts that we have today is how to create a server, and how to log into that, and how to install Docker, and then we will be seeing Docker terminologies. Okay, we have already seen the evolution of the Docker. If you remember, please remember that concepts. So then let's log into the uh, AWS console. You can see that you should go to aws.amazon.com website and just click on sign into the console, and you will be asked to enter the username and password. One second. Yeah. Uh, yeah, let me go further and sign in using root email address, not this one. Okay. So just enter your email address. Okay, this is my email address I'm going to enter, and just click on next actually, and just enter the password. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's a wrong password. Okay, so sign in. Yeah, once you have entered into this is your AWS management console. Okay, so you just search for EC2. You need to search for EC2. EC2, see, EC2 is a service which is provided to us by the AWS in order to create virtual machines or the virtual servers. What is virtual server? We have already seen in the as part of the diagram. Okay, where is that paint? Okay, if you go here, one second, I need to short this. Yeah, let me. Yeah, this is the virtual machine that we have seen, right? So this is a virtual machine. We have already seen what is virtual machine. Okay, this physical machine, the outer layer, physical server is maintained by the AWS. That's how the cloud works actually. And this virtual machine we need to create. Okay, this virtual machine I mean to say. Okay, this one. We need to create out of the box actually. We need to create. Okay, this one. Okay, yeah, this one we need to create. How to create? Let's go through the steps actually. Now this also provided, I will also provide a documentation, but yeah, you need to search for EC2. This is a service that is provided by AWS to create a virtual machines. Okay, now just click on EC2. Okay, once you clicked on the EC2, okay, you will be entering into this screen. Okay, this is a screen that you will be entering into. Okay, left side menu, you will be finding something called key pairs. Okay, search for key pairs. Okay, you can see that here under network and security, you are going to find the key pairs. Okay, just click on this key pairs. Okay, I have already a key pair previously, and in your case this will be empty. Okay, in your case this will be empty, please remember that. Okay, now just click on create a key pair. See why this key pair is used. First, you need to understand that why this key pair is used. Okay, suppose you have a let me open the new one. You have a machine, virtual machine. Okay, so in order to enter into this virtual machine, in order to enter into this virtual machine to perform our labs, Okay, this key pair is used. You can also, without key pair also you can log in, but yeah, as a security purpose, you need to enter, you need to use the key pair and in order to enter into this virtual machine actually. So that is why the key pair is used. You need to create a key pair, just create a key pair and give the key pair a name actually. Now let me give some name test. Okay, do not modify anything. Okay, now just download the PEM version. Okay, if you are using putty, putty is a tool with which you can also log into the EC2 machine. You know, no need of using putty actually. I'm going to show you the universal way which works for everyone. Okay, so just select this PEM, just automatically that is selected. You don't have selecting anything. Leave that one as default. Just give the name. That's it. Now, if you click on create a key pair, okay, what it will do, it will ask for you to download a file that is called private key. We know it, we call it as private key. Okay, this file need to be downloaded into your local machine. Okay, just keep this file in a safe place. I'm placing it in the downloads. Okay, this is the test.pem file. Okay, this is a PEM file which contains the private key. Okay, so that's the thing actually. Now I have created a file. I have created a key pair. This is a key pair that got created. Okay, now once the key pair is created, you should go on to the left side menu and click on the instances. Click on the instances. You can see that instances means virtual machines or the EC2 machines or whatever it is, virtual servers, EC2 machines. Okay, instances, everything represents the same meaning. Okay, so that are the instances. Okay, that are the instances actually. Now you need to create an instance. You need to create a virtual machine in order to practice our labs, right? So for that, you need to click on launch an instance. Yesterday I have shown you we are going to create t2.micro instance that will be coming under free tire. Okay, so give a instance a name. Okay, that's an optional one you can give or you cannot. That's your wish actually. Let me give instance a name called Docker. Okay, now instance means server, virtual machine. Okay, do not confuse. Okay, so here which type of operating system virtual machine you want. Okay, whether Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, or SUSE. These are the different flavors of Linux actually. But yeah, I want to use Amazon Linux operating system, you know, in my virtual machine. Okay, that's what I'm using. Amazon Linux. This that's by default selected. You don't have doing anything. Just scroll to the down, scroll down. You can see that which type of instance I am using. T2.micro, which will be having free tire eligible. That means for 1 year of time period, it is free for you. You can use. What is the capacity of this machine, this type of virtual machine? You are going to get 1 CPU, 1 GB memory. Okay, you are going to get 1 CPU, 1 GB memory if you are creating this machine actually of type T2.micro. Okay, so that's a type of the machine with which that decides the capacity of the virtual machine actually. How much capacity of CPU and memory you want, that is decided by instance type T2.micro. Okay, so there are like that. There are many instance type. You can see that there are many instance type that is provided by AWS to us. But yeah, they are bit costed. Okay, so we will be going through the free trial. Okay, this is one that's okay for our Docker. Okay, now just go down after the instance type. You will be finding something called key pair, which you have created in the previous step. Okay, you will be finding something called key pair. Just click on this drop down list box. Okay, you will be finding the key pair that you created. You can see that 2 key pairs which I have shown you in the key pairs console were listed here, JDK as well as test. Okay, so in your case, only 1 key pair will be listed because only 1 key pair is there in your, it might be there in your console. Just select that key pair which you want. If you do not want security for your server virtual machine, you can also proceed without a key pair. You can also proceed click on this proceed without a key pair. Okay, not recommended. It is also saying not recommended. AWS saying it is not recommended. But yeah, you as it's a lab, you can also use that, or you can also directly use the key pair. No problem with that. Whatever it is you want. Okay, you can do that. Okay, now you need to in the network settings, you no need of modifying anything. You no need of modifying anything. Click on this. Other than this, actually, firewall settings. Actually, you need to understand the firewall settings. Okay, so select existing security group. You need to click on. You should not click on create an security group. You need to click on select existing security group. In select existing security group, when you click on this, a drop down list box will be appeared. That is this one. Okay, in this, the available security groups will be appeared. Actually, you need to click on default, because default will be there in all the AWS account, whether it's new and whether it is old. Okay, you need to click on default. What is this security group? What is this security group? Security group is nothing but a firewall sitting inside the machines, attached not sitting, attached to the machine. Okay, like this. Okay, whether if the traffic is allowed in the security group only, you will be allowed to enter into this machine. Okay, it's like a firewall, it's like a gateway. Okay, so without the traffic allowed in the security group, you cannot enter into the machine. That is a security group. That's a firewall. Okay, now that's a security group. We have selected the default security group. Okay, now configure settings, configure storage. I want to give some storage to my virtual machine, which I'm going to create. That is EC2 machine. I want to give some 10 GB of storage. Okay, like disk space. I mean, okay, there are different types of storages. Anyway, we are going to learn all these things in this AWS course. But yeah, as we are going through the Docker, just follow this actually. Okay, there are multiple types of storage things actually. GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2. Okay, based on the type, the throughput will be increased and all the things will be there. The differences are there actually. Now I am going to select GP2 type. Okay, so GP3 type is high throughput. I don't need, I'm not running any applications. Okay, I am installing Docker. I am going to run small applications, not a large application. That is why I don't require high throughput. I require any low throughput. Okay, so GP2 type, I'm going to select this GP2 type. Okay, so that's the thing. Now you can see that free tier eligible customers can get up to 30 GB of EB general purpose or magnetic storage. That means up to 30 GB, it's free for you. Okay, I'm using 10 GB, but up to 30 GB, it's free for you. Okay, that's what they are saying. Okay, now let me scroll down. That's it. All the configurations are done. Okay, only the things are the name you need to give. You no need of selecting any, already it is selected. You no need of selecting any. You need to select the key pair which you have created. You need to select the existing security group. Okay, this one default. And you need to put the storage number what you want. I want 10 GB of storage for my instance. Okay, for my virtual machine. Okay, so that's the thing. Now let me click on launch instance. Once you have selected all these things, okay, you have something called number of instances you want to launch. Okay, I want only one instance to be launched, not more than one. Okay, so that's why it is all automatically selected one. If you want, you can launch 2 or 3 or whatever it is number. Okay, I'm only launching one instance and click on launch instance. Click on launch instance. Okay, once you clicked on launch instance, this screen will be appear like successful message. You can see that here, right? Once you do that, now click on the instances back on the top. You can see that instances. Click on these instances. Okay, it is very easy. Okay, first time if you do, it's very easy for you. Once you do for the first time, that's it. Okay, so yeah, now you can see that this is the machine which we have created. You can see that this is the machine which we have created, virtual machine or the EC2 machine or server or whatever you call it as. Okay, whatever the name that you call with. Okay, so that is a machine. that is created, you can see that it is initializing. It is saying that it is initializing. Okay, if it is proper, it will be properly initialized, and you should see that 2 by 2 health checks passed. Okay, so it is going to validate the status checks actually, so that it should we can able to log into that. Okay, so let's wait for it to complete the initialization. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, now let it come, let it complete. Let me explain you something. Okay, so here once you click on the checkbox of any particular instance, there are two instances which are running, right? First one and the last one. If you click on one of the checkbox of particular instance, you will be finding different tabs here. That is details, status and alarms, monitoring, security, networking, storage tags. Okay, now under the details section, you will be finding two different IP addresses, public IP address and the private IP address. Public IP address can be accessed from the internet. You can open the new tab and access that IP address from this here actually. But private IP address cannot be accessed from your internet. It is internal IP address with you can access with the VPC within the VPC. What is VPC? We are going to say no problem. But yeah, you need to understand there are two types of IP address we have assigned to this machine. One is public IP address. One is private IP address. As part of Docker and Kubernetes, mostly we are going to use public IP address only. Okay, this is a public IP address. What I'm saying is, see, each virtual machine will be having, okay, until and unless it is deployed to public subnet. Okay, that's okay. We'll be having two types of IP addresses. Okay, one is public IP address, other one is private IP address. Public IP address can be accessed from the internet. Okay, private IP address cannot be accessed from the internet. That's what these two rules you should remember. Okay, so that's the thing. Now let me refresh. Yeah, you can see that 2 by 2 checks passed. That means it is passing the health checks and all the things. Right now, I have created a machine. We have created a machine, and it is successfully running. Right. So how to log into this machine? Okay, that's what the next question. Okay, how to log into this machine? Now click on this checkbox, which machine you want to log in. Click on this checkbox. Click on connect.
Just
Okay,
one
click
question.
on
After the machine
connect.
creation, I'm just trying to change its name, and
Okay.
it is giving me the option of edit. But when I've changed the name, then the old name is reflected, not the
Yeah,
new.
yeah. What you need to do in order to change the name, let me show you. Yeah, you can see that Docker is there, right? Just click on this edit, and you need to give. Let me update this name. You need to click on this tick right symbol. Okay,
Yeah, I
just
did that.
you can see that it has been edited to Docker one.
Okay, Docker. Yeah, now it has changed. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Now click on this checkbox. Click on this checkbox and click on connect. Click on connect. Okay, now just go to the bottom. There are multiple tabs with which you can connect. You can connect with instance connect, session manager, SSH client, EC2 serial console. We are going to see in the AWS, but yeah, it is not required here actually. Just go here, EC2 instance connect, and just click on connect. Okay, now this works for everyone, whether whether they are using Linux or Windows or Mac operating system. Okay, if you use the instance connect, that works for everyone actually. Now just close this. Okay, now this is the I have entered into the virtual machine. Okay, this is the virtual machine which we have discussed here. You can see that I have entered into this virtual machine actually, in this, inside this. Okay, now you can see that this is the virtual machine. Okay, now I have entered. Okay, now I need to install Docker. I need to install Docker. You need to install Docker? You can install directly from here, or you can install from the root.
Can you please tell me the step of connecting? I use the connect button to connect to my AWS machine, but it is showing failed message.
One second. Let me close this. Just click on this checkbox.
Yeah.
click on connect and just click on connect.
Okay. Let me try again. I will go to my instances again. C2 instances, and here is my connect. Now after connect, I am getting another screen with the option of getting connected. I'm establishing connection. Docker. Connect is unavailable to connect to your instance. Ensure your instance network settings are
Okay,
configured.
okay. If you face that problem, okay,
Yeah.
if you face that problem, what you need to do,
Hmm.
just click on this checkbox which you want to connect. Okay,
Yeah.
for everyone, it is for everyone. Okay, if one is facing a problem, everyone will face a problem. Click on this security. Click on this security.
Mhm.
Okay, here you will be finding the security groups. Okay, now click on the security groups. Okay, now you will be going into the security. What is the security groups? All these things we will be seeing in the AWS, but do not worry about this as of now. Click on edit inbound roles. Click on edit inbound roles. Here, this role is there in my security group, but yeah, in your case, it might be different role. Okay. What you need to do, you should just click on add role. Just click on add role. And in the type, you need to just click on the drop down list box. You need to select the all traffic. Just select the all traffic. And in this checkbox, in this search box, right side, you need to select this 0.0.0.0/0. Okay, what is this meaning? I am going to explain, but do not worry. And click on save rules after that. Okay, now
Can you just give me a few seconds so that I can try this?
yeah, sure.
So I have gone to EC2. I have gone to my instances. I have clicked on this machine. Then I've gone to the. Then I'm scrolling down in my security. In security, what you have told me is where are my inbound rules? Outbound rules I'm getting. I'm not seeing the.
No. You should update the inbound rules, not the outbound rules.
No, I'm just looking for the edit option of writing the rule. Inbound rules. Yes, I'm into inbound rules. And inbound rule, that is showing me one inbound rule right now. So inbound rule is the option of default security group. So I have clicked the security group, right?
Yeah.
Security group I have clicked and one permission entry, but I am not getting any option to edit it.
No, just look into the screen. Just click
Create
on this.
create security group I am getting. Should I do it?
No, you should not create a security group. Okay, because you already attached that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you should click on the edit inbound roles.
Edit
Okay,
inbound rules and I'm
yeah, click
looking
on
at
add role,
okay.
and you should
There is this adding inbound rule.
you should select all traffic.
So are the other people able to see that added inbound rule? I mean, I am somehow not able to see that added inbound rule.
No. 1 second. Let me show you from there. 1 second. See, just follow these steps only. Because if you follow other step, that might be edit inbound rules might be not there. Okay, click on this instance. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you need to click on the security.
Yep.
Okay, and you need to click on this security groups. This one.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Click on this. In the inbound role section, you will be finding this edit inbound roles. Click on this and add role.
Yeah, now I've got it. Added inbound rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
Add rule. So in my add rule, I'm allowing
All traffic.
custom TCP source, all traffic, port range, all traffic. Okay, all traffic. Let me select all traffic. Yes, all traffic I have selected, and then in this 0.0.0.
.0/0, just select that.
Yeah, and yeah, I have
Click
done
on
that.
save rules.
Save rules. Yes.
And now just connect to your instance.
Okay. So I have again selected this and connect. I have gone to this connect, establishing connection. Yes. Yeah, it's successful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. No problem. So see, this is the console which you will be able to see once you connect it to the console. Once again, it is establishing the connection. Yeah, this is a console that you will be able to see that. Okay. Now, after connecting to the console, you just need to enter 3 or 4 commands. Do not worry about that. I am going to share anyway document. Just you can also remember that, who understands that. Okay, just execute. You need to switch to sudo user. Okay, root user, I mean to say sudo su hyphen. Okay, this is the root user. Now you can see that I was on EC2 user, but I have switched to root user after entering this command sudo su hyphen. What you need to do, you need to install Docker. Okay, yum install Docker. Okay, yum install yum is the package manager, and the install is the functionality you want to perform. What you want to do? You want to install. Docker is the software you need to install. Okay, just click on this yum install Docker. That's it. Okay, after that, it is going to install the Docker. It is asking for you the confirmation whether you want to install or not. Okay, now you need to click on, it is asking yes or no. Okay, you need to click on Y, that means yes. Okay, just click on enter. Okay, it is going to install the Docker software on your virtual machine. Okay, so in industry also, uh, instead of using Docker, people uses the Docker in the Linux machines only. They'll not use the Docker. 99% of the industry people won't use the Docker in the Windows machine or any other place. In the Linux machines only, they are going to use the Docker, because the applications they are going to deploy is on the Linux machines only, but not the Windows machines. Okay, so this is the yeah, Docker has been installed. First command that you need to execute is sudo su hyphen. The second command is yum install Docker. Okay, and you need to click on Y and just click on enter. Then the Docker will be installed. Right. So what you need to do, after installing the Docker, you need to start the Docker. Okay, you need to start the Docker. Just software is installed. That's it. Okay, you need to start it. Okay, now how to start it? Systemctl start Docker. Okay, this is a command that you need to execute. Systemctl start Docker. Okay, now just click on enter. Okay, the Docker has been started. Okay, how we can confirm that Docker has been started? How we can confirm that? That's what one of the question, right? So how to check that? System systemctl status Docker. Okay, you need to execute this command in order to confirm whether the Docker is being started in this machine or not. Systemctl status Docker. Just click on enter. You can see that this Docker is being active and running. You can see that in this place. Okay, you can see that it is active and running since when? Today only, just now. Okay, because it is started just 31 seconds ago. Okay, now the Docker is started. Okay, now let me clear the screen. This is 1 second. Let me, yeah, clear the screen. Now suppose this is Docker is started, everything is looking good. Okay, now let me go to the instance console. Suppose this is the Docker machine. Okay, that means our virtual machine where we have installed Docker. Suppose if you click on this one checkbox on your virtual machine, if you click on the instance state, you can stop the instance. You can stop the instance. It is running now. You can stop the instance. If you stop this instance, the Docker inside the Docker is running. You can see that Docker is running in this, right? So Docker also will be started inside that stopped. Okay, if you stop this machine, Docker also will be stopped inside this machine. Okay, and if you start this machine again, once you stop and start again, okay, Docker will not be started automatically. Okay, so to make the Docker to start automatically when the instance is restarted, stopped and started, restarted. Okay, what you need to do, you need to execute one more command. Okay, systemctl enable Docker. Okay, now this is the command that you need to enter. Now, by what this command will do is, whenever this machine is stopped and started, the Docker also will be started when the machine is started. Okay, when the machine is stopped, the Docker also will be, one second. Then the machine is stopped, the Docker running inside this machine also will be stopped. But in order to make the Docker to be started when the machine is started, you need to execute this command systemctl enable Docker. Okay. Now, what are the commands that you need to execute? Let me put all together. One second. Let me remove all these things. Where is that? One second. Docker. Docker one. Let me.
After executing the command status Docker, I am not getting the command prompt to execute clear screen. So what should I do? Control C or something?
Control C.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to press for 3-4 times.
Yeah. I've got it.
Yeah. First command, you need to switch to root user, then yum install Docker. Okay, you, after installing this, after executing this command, it will ask for the confirmation. If you don't want the confirmation, just execute -y command. That means automatically you are confirming that. Just install. You no need of asking me the confirmation. That is why -y flag. Docker install Docker. See, yum install Docker -y. Okay, then systemctl systemctl in okay start Docker. Okay, systemctl start Docker and systemctl enable Docker. I've already told you what this commands does. First one, he will switch to the root user. Okay. Second one will install the Docker. Third one will start the Docker. Okay. Fourth one will enable the Docker. What this enable does, whenever the instance is stopped and started, the Docker also will be stopped and started. Okay. These are the 4 commands that you need to execute for installing of the Docker. Now let me put this one as part of your chat. Okay. One second. So that it will be helpful for you. Yeah, these are the 4 commands. Anyway, the documents all will be provided, but yeah, okay, that's okay. Now let me yeah, that's okay. Now these are the 4 commands that
from chats we are not able to copy anything. I tried that yesterday. Can we do it? I'm not able to copy anything from chats.
You are unable to copy anything from chat?
Yeah. Right click copy or control C is not working when I try to copy anything from chats. Though I was able to open the link yesterday, but
Let me
copy
try.
I'm not able to do.
Let me try.
Anyone else can also try. I can see your message in chats, right? But I'm not able to copy.
I can able to copy.
Able
Just
to
copy it.
I'm not sure what is happening.
Yeah. Just try. Anyway, no problem. You are going to get the document. Do not worry about that. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so yeah, that's how you need to install Docker. Okay, now just let's discuss about the Docker terminologies before going to any what is that, any concepts, okay, of Docker. You need to understand the Docker terminologies that we have actually. Now let's move to Docker terminology that we have. Okay, let me a new file. Let me create a file. Let me create a file named some Docker docs. Okay, something like this. Okay, now let me add it and let me. Okay, now let me. Okay, one second. Okay, terminologies. Okay, terminologies. Okay, what are the different terminologies that you need to know when we deal with Docker? Okay, you need to understand Docker daemon. What is Docker daemon? What is Docker daemon? What is Docker daemon? What is daemon in the operating system terminology? What is daemon? Daemon is nothing but a background process that is running inside the machine, whatever the machine it is, whether it is the Windows machine or whatever the machine it is, whatever the server it is. Background process. Who deals with programming might be able to know daemon. In Java also there is a daemon thread when we come to multi-threading, right? So the background process that is running is called a daemon. Okay, so the Docker also has a background process that is continuously running, that is called Docker daemon. What you can see that it will be continuously running. That only we have checked here whether it is running or not, whether the daemon Docker daemon is running or not. Okay, how we have checked systemctl status Docker, whether the Docker is running or not in the backend. Okay, so it is active and running, that is what it is saying. So that is a Docker daemon. That is the background process. Okay, let me write it here. The background process that is running. Actually, this is a Docker daemon. Okay, now you need to understand Docker image. What is a Docker image? Sorry for the spell mistakes. Okay, Docker image. What is Docker image? Docker image is nothing but a binary in which our applications were present but not in a running state. Okay, let me help you with the understanding with a simple scenario. Okay, suppose you want to play any game. What you are going to do, you will be going to the visiting to the internet, and you will be finding the game installation page. Okay, and you will be downloading .exe file from the internet. Okay, so that's a binary file. That's a binary file that you will be downloading to your laptop. Okay, so in that binary file, what will be there? Our game is there, but the game is not in a running state. Okay, once you double click on that binary file only, the game will be started, right? So there, that is a binary. Okay, here also our Docker image is kind of a binary where our application is present. Application along with the application dependencies, all the things are present inside the Docker image. Application related things are present inside the Docker image, but they are not in running state. Okay, they are not in running state. The application is not running only. Okay, that is not running. That this simply it is present there inside the Docker image. That's it. Okay, so it is a binary. If you have any questions related to terminologies, please help me with that so that I can clarify you. Okay, so it is a binary. One second. Where our application is present, but not in running state. Okay, so it is a binary where our application will be present, but it will not be in a running state. Any questions, anyone, please? Okay, if no questions, let's move with the other terminology. Generally, why I'm asking is like people confuses at the Docker image section only, but yeah, that's okay. If you understood, that's okay. Now, this is a Docker image. Okay, now what is a Docker container? Next terminology, what you need to understand, Docker container. Okay, container. What is Docker container? Docker container means a running state of the image. Once you made this image into running state, that is a Docker container. What is a container? Just what is a container in our regular life, which is used to put our what is that goods, and it is used to ship from one place to another place, right? That's a container, right? Here also, in this container, the application will be running. Okay, in the image, the application won't be running. The application is still that application is there, but it will not be running. But inside the container, application will be running state actually. Okay, it's a running state of an image that we call it as a Docker container. Running state of an image is nothing but a Docker container. Okay, running state of an image is a Docker container. Okay, that is Docker container. Okay, now there is another terminology that is called Docker registry. Docker registry. Okay. Okay. What is Docker?
I have not followed this word binary in Docker image we have written. It is a binary where our application is present but not in running state. What do we? Rest is clear. I'm not getting the meaning of binary.
Binary is nothing but it is not a readable format. Okay.
Okay.
Binary will be there in the form of zeros and ones, right? So it's not a readable format.
Okay.
We
Okay.
cannot read.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So yeah, Docker registry. Docker registry. What is Docker registry? See, suppose you have several microservices, you have many programs, right? So you need to store you as a version. You need to store that repositories in some place, like version control system, whether it's a GitLab, or the Bitbucket, right? So in the same way, we will be creating in the industry as well, in our labs as well. We are going to create multiple Docker images with different versions. Okay, so we need some place to store the Docker images. Okay, so that is called Docker registry. To store our Docker images. Okay, the Docker registry is nothing but to where we store our Docker images. Yesterday I have mentioned you hub.docker.com to create an account there. That's a Docker registry. That means to store your Docker images. Now, okay, let me click on enter. There are two types of registries. Sorry, there are two types of registries under this. One is public Docker registry. Public Docker registry. We are going to explore this too. Do not worry. We are going to explore this too. Okay. There are two types of Docker registries. One is public Docker registry. If you store your Docker image in the public Docker registry, that is available to everyone in the world. Okay. That everyone in the world can now able to download and can use that Docker image. So that is if you store the Docker image into the public Docker registry. So that's a public Docker registry. If we store our Docker image here, it is available to everyone in the world. Okay, that's a public Docker registry. Okay, but generally industry uses private Docker registry. Okay, because that should be private to their organization only. They should not expose their applications to everyone in the world. That application should be there to as private applications to their organization. Only their organization people only should be able to access or download the Docker images of that. Right. So they will be storing that Docker images in private Docker registry. Docker registry. GISTRY. Okay, what is this private Docker registry? If we store here, okay, if we store our Docker image here, it is available to the people who has the access, to the registry. So you can restrict the people to access who can access private registries. Okay, so this is the Docker registry. You need to understand all these terminologies. That there is a Docker daemon, Docker image, Docker container, Docker registry, public Docker registry, private Docker registry. Now, one more terminology is there, that is called Docker client. Okay, that is called Docker client. Okay, now Docker. One second. Docker client. What is Docker client? What is Docker client? Here, if you go here, the place where we are executing Docker commands, this is a terminal. The terminal means command prompt. Each and every machine, will be having a terminal. Okay, like in Mac OS, we are going to call terminal. In Windows, we are going to call command prompt, whatever it is. Okay, different name, but the intent is similar. Okay, so like that, this is the client actually. The place where we are typing our Docker commands is called Docker client. Okay, so Docker, these are some of the Docker commands, but do not worry, I'm going to explain what is this commands. Here you can see that Docker images, this is a command I am executed, and where I am executed on the Docker client. Okay, the terminal of this virtual machine or the server is called Docker client in this case. So the definition, what is Docker client, is the place where we are running our Docker commands is called Docker client. Okay, the place where we are running our Docker commands is Docker client. Okay, so that's a Docker client actually. Okay, so these are the terminologies, yeah, that you need to
Uh,
understand. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Can you please explain Docker client again?
Okay, Docker client. Okay, see, each and every machine, okay, whether where you have installed Docker, okay, if you don't install Docker also, each and every machine will be having a particular terminal or a command prompt or whatever it is. Okay, some PowerShell, okay, in Windows, or the command prompt. Okay, so
Yes.
where we can execute our Docker commands. So okay, generally, what is a client? Okay, uh, suppose suppose we have Amazon.com, Amazon.in. Okay, sorry, .in. Okay, now what is a client? This is a server. The response which I am getting to this is from where? From the server I am getting. But what is a client? My browser is a client. My browser, let me help you with the diagram. Let me open new. Okay, 1 second. My browser, this is my browser. In my browser, there is a Amazon.com. Amazon.in application is hosted in this server. Okay, so here I am searching the Amazon.in in this search bar. I am searching for Amazon.in, and this is connected to the Amazon.in application, and I'm getting the response. Here, this is a client. Okay, what I'm searching here, this is a browser. From the browser I'm searching, right? So this browser is nothing but a client. Okay, let me client. Okay, let me help you with this. CLIENT, and this is server. Like that, from where we are executing the Docker commands. Okay, this is the Docker commands where we are executing on the terminal of this machine. Okay, so this is the Docker client actually. So this terminal is nothing but a Docker client. Okay, did you understand that?
Yes, yes, I got it.
Yeah. Okay, that's a Docker client actually. Let me remove this. Okay, now let me move to this place.
I have executed this command Docker image, but the response I'm getting is different from what is shown on your screen.
Docker images. You need to execute these Docker images.
Images. I think I have just executed Docker image. Docker images I have not executed. Images. Okay. Yeah. Now the response is same. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a terminology that you need to enter. That's a terminology that you need to understand before moving further. Actually, Docker daemon, Docker image, Docker container, Docker registry, and public Docker registry, private Docker registry, Docker client. Okay, so you need to understand all these things before moving further. Actually, okay. Now, I want to explain the Docker architecture. Anyway, we have talked about 9:15, right? Yeah, it's enough. Okay, let's talk about the Docker architecture. Okay, now let me put it here, Docker architecture. What is Docker architecture? See, these are the different components of Docker, how they will be communicating with each other. That's a Docker architecture. Let me show you. Okay, here, this is our Docker client. Let me draw it here. This is the Docker client where we are running our Docker commands. Now, okay, now this is the server. Actually, Docker client is part of the server, but yeah, I'm drawing separated in order to understand very well for you. Okay, so this is a server where our Docker is running. Okay, now this is the Docker registry. Let's think this is the Docker registry. I will label that. Do not worry about that. Let me label. Okay. This is the Docker registry. This is a Docker client. Docker client, and this is a server or server. One more terminology is there, but yeah. Let me tell you that. Okay, that's okay. Registry. Okay, this is a Docker registry. Okay. Okay, registry. Okay, this is a Docker client. This is a server, Docker registry. Now, Docker daemon will be running in this server. This is a Docker daemon. It's a background process that is running. Let me draw like this. Okay, this is a Docker daemon. Okay, daemon. Okay, Docker daemon. Now, all our application images will be there in this Docker registry like this. Okay, let me write some of the images. Let me write the Nginx image, and then let me write Tomcat, and the MySQL. So like this, all the hundreds, thousands of images will be there in this registry. If you go to the public Docker registry, if you click on explore, yesterday I've shown you, okay, the hundreds of Docker images will be there as part of this registry, right? Now, what I am executing here. Now let me go to my Docker, this server. Okay. Now, Docker, why I'm executing Docker images? I am getting this output. Okay. The images present on my server is no image is there because we have not downloaded any image. Okay. Now what happened when I am executing this Docker images command? Okay. That's what you need to understand. What is happening in the background? Okay. Now, when I am executing this, from the Docker client, I am executing this Docker images command from the Docker client. Here I'm executing Docker. Let me move this a little bit bottom. Okay, Docker images. I'm executing from the Docker client. This command is listened by the Docker daemon. What is Docker daemon does? Docker daemon will be continuously listens the commands which we are executing from the Docker commands which we are executing from the Docker client. This Docker images is the command which is being listened by the Docker daemon, and Docker images, it will understand this command, who entered this command, what is intended to do by entering this command. It understands that one. It understand like he want to list the Docker images. Okay, that's what it will be understanding. Docker daemon is designed in that manner. Okay, so what this Docker daemon does in that case, it will list all the available Docker images present on this server. Okay, as of now, there are no Docker images present. That is why we are getting empty output. This is just a headers. Okay, that means headings. Okay, so we are getting the empty output. Who is giving this output for us? It is Docker daemon. Okay, it is Docker daemon. Okay, this is how the internal architecture of the Docker works actually, right? Now, I want to download a particular image from the registry. What is the command I need to use? We have another command. Anyway, you are going to get the document, but yeah, just as for the practice. Once again, you need to use Docker pull, and you need to use Docker pull is a command, and the image that you want to download. Okay, Nginx GINX is the image that I want to download, and this is listened by our Docker daemon, because each and every Docker command will be listened by our Docker daemon, and Docker daemon understands what the user want to do by this command. Okay, so what it will see that Docker daemon is understanding the Docker pull Nginx. Okay, that means the user have entered the command in order to download a particular image that is Nginx. Okay, so first Docker daemon, instead of directly downloading the Nginx image, what it does, it first checks whether the Nginx image is already present on this Docker server. Okay, this server or not. If it is already present, it will not download the Nginx image. If it is not present, if this image which you want to download is not present on the server, then it is going to download this
Just
image to
one
this
question
server.
in between.
Okay.
When I have installed Docker by the command yum install Docker, so I have installed all the components, the client and the server and the registry, or only the client one?
No. You have installed you have only installed this middle part, Docker daemon or the Docker server. Okay, this
Okay.
one. Okay, Docker client is automatically we will be calling that as client. It is not a separate software. Okay, so it is
Correct, got it.
yeah, it's
That
not
is
a
only the
separate.
command prompt.
Yeah, it's a command prompt that's we named it as Docker client. That's it. Huh?
Yeah.
And the Docker registry is sitting in somewhere in the internet. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Now
we have to have the internet on,
connection.
which is by default on this AWS machines.
Yes. Okay.
Sir, you mean Docker registry means Docker hub here?
Yes. Hub.docker.
Hub.docker.com.
Yes.
Okay.
Hub.docker. Okay, so this is a Docker daemon. Okay, now I am going to download the Nginx image. Now what I am going to do? Now how to do that? Docker pull Nginx. Nginx is the image name. Pull is the functionality I want to perform. Docker is a command line utility. That's a Docker. You need to put that one. Okay, so just click on enter. Now, what is this latest tag? What are all this? Something called layers. We are going to discuss in the future, but yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you can see that here it has been downloaded. Okay, now after downloading, see how it downloaded actually. Let me go to the diagram one more time. This Docker daemon by default it will be connecting to this Docker registry. Okay, the Docker daemon by default connecting to this Docker registry and search for the image that it want to download, and it one second. And it downloads the Docker image to this server actually. That is Nginx. Nginx is the Docker image that it downloads to the server. Now, see, after this, I want to check whether the images are downloaded. Images, Docker images. You can see that Nginx image is downloaded. Okay. Now, I want to again run Docker pull Nginx. Okay, Docker pull Nginx. I have already downloaded, but I want to run again. Okay, you can see that. It is saying that previously each layer it has been downloading something like this. It has taken at least 5 seconds of time. Now it is not taken any of the time because it is already there on this machine. You no need of downloading again. Okay, because when I execute this Docker pull Nginx image from the Docker client, it will be connected. This command is being listened by the Docker daemon, and Docker daemon checks whether the Nginx image is already there on the Docker server. If it is already there, it will not be downloading. If it is not there, it is going to download from the Docker registry. Okay, something like this. Okay, right. Now, I want to run this Docker image as a container. Okay, what's the time? Okay, I want to run this Docker image as a container. Now, how I can run that? You can see that Docker images. You can see the Docker images. This is the Docker image that I have downloaded. I want to run this as a container. How I can do that? Docker run is the command. Okay, do not worry about this. We are going to explain what is. I'm just explaining the Docker architecture. For this, for me it is require all these commands. That's why I'm explaining this command. But yeah, it is very clear in the future sessions what are these commands, what is this run, and all these things. Do not worry about these commands now. Just I'm executing -d Nginx. Okay, what is -d? Also, I will explain what is this -d. Also, I will explain. Do not worry about this. This is an image name that we call it as. Entire intent I want to explain. Okay, so what this command does, this command will be executing this Docker image as a container. Okay, this command will be executing this Docker image as a container. Now let me enter. Now this is executed, this Docker image, it is a binary, is executed as a container. Now how to check whether this executed as a container? Okay, now Docker container ls is the command command you need to use in order to list all the containers. Okay, now you can see that this is a container that is running. Okay, just now after this command, which command is this one? Okay, now what happened internally when we type these commands? Now what I have typed is docker this one. The command is docker run -d nginx. See, I'm going to explain each and every option, but yeah, I'm explaining the Docker architecture. Just focus on that, not the commands. Okay, that's okay. Now, this command which I've entered in the Docker client will be listened by this Docker daemon. Okay, will be listened by this Docker daemon. And what this Docker daemon does, whether it will check whether this nginx image which we are going to run as a container is already there on this machine, on this server. Yes, it is there. We have previously downloaded using Docker pull nginx. And if it is already there, it will use this Docker image. It will use this Docker image and run it as a container. Run it as a container. Okay, this is a Docker container of nginx. Okay, this is a nginx container in which our nginx application will be running. Nginx application will be running actually. Okay, how to access this application outside, I'm going to using port mappings and all I'm going to explain the future, but yeah, that's how it is going to run. Okay, here the nginx image is already there on this server. That is why it is running, taking this one and it is running. But as of now, let me show you. There is no other images, Docker images. If you see, there is only one nginx image, but I want to run another container. How to run? Docker run -d tomcat. Tomcat is another image which is not there on my Docker machine actually, on my server. Okay, now just click on enter. Okay, now if the image is not there on my machine, Docker daemon will be downloading that image from the Docker registry and run it as a container. You know it of explicitly downloading that. Okay, you can see that now. If you see Docker container ls, you can see that the Tomcat container is also running. Okay, this one. Okay, what happened internally? Let me again put it here. Okay, now let me go here. Let me write it here. Okay, Docker. 1 second. Run -d Tomcat. Tomcat. Now, this Docker run -d Tomcat is listened by this Docker daemon. Okay, something like this. And it is checking, it has checked whether the Tomcat is there in this machine or not. No, it is not there. And it connected to this Docker registry and downloaded the Tomcat image. You can see the process. Okay, in the output also we can see the process, right? Here you can see that this has downloaded the Docker image of Tomcat. You can see that this is a process of downloading. Okay, previously also nginx also downloaded like that only. This is a process. This is also something called layers. Okay, I'll tell you in the future, but yeah, that's okay. That will be downloading the Tomcat image. This is a Tomcat and run it as a container. If that image is not there, it will be downloading that and run it as a container. If it is image is already there, it will be using that image and run it as a container, something like this. Okay, something like this. Let me write this. This is the Tomcat application is running here. Tomcat application. Now, this is the Docker architecture, which is a combination of Docker client, Docker daemon, Docker registry, and all these things. Actually, there is something called Docker host. Another terminology. Let me. I forgot that. 1 second. Another terminology that we have is Docker host. Docker host. Okay. The machine on which we installed Docker software is called Docker host. That's it. This simple. Okay. The machine on which we install Docker is Docker host. Okay, so that's a Docker host. The machine on which we install Docker software is called Docker host. Here, this server which we installed, on which we have installed Docker, is called Docker host. That's it. That's a simple terminology. Okay. So this is the architecture of Docker, which combination of multiple components, and this is how the internal Docker workflow will be. Okay. One second, Docker host.
Sir.
Yep.
So quick question here, like the concept here is whatever the image we have, like this image is converting into the container, right?
Yes.
Right. And
Yeah.
then on the top of the container, like Nginx, Tomcat, whatever, on the top of those container, we will deploy our web application, right?
No, we are not going to deploy a web application on the top of the container, but this image itself contains our application. When you run this image as a container, that will be automatically deploying our application. You know, of separately deploying our web application separately on that.
Okay.
Did you get this? See, here, Nginx is an application which is there in this image, Nginx image. When you executed this Nginx image as a container, Nginx application will be running automatically. Like that,
Okay.
our application will be there as part of the image only. Whether web application, whatever application you are talking about, that application will be there as part of the image. How to create the image with an application, that we are going to see. But yeah, our application will be there as part of the image only. Okay. Once you execute that image, application image as a container, automatically our application will be started inside the container. You don't have separately deploying the application on the container actually.
One quick question, like what I understand is like a Docker image, Docker run Tomcat. Once we run this fourth command, it will create a Tomcat container, right? This is good. Let's say I want to host my Java-based application, because Tomcat server is for Java-based application, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we need Tomcat container here, and we can deploy that Java-based application here, right?
Yeah, you can also do that, but it's not a right way to do that. Okay, you can also deploy the Java-based application inside this Tomcat container. You can also do that. There's an option, but people won't do in that way in the industry. Actually, they will create another image with Tomcat as well as your Java application. They will be creating a separate image. There is some image. This is the image they are going to create in the industry. This is an image. Let me take your custom image. Custom image, which contains the Tomcat, okay, which contains the Tomcat and your Java application.
Oh, okay, got it, yeah.
Okay, this image is the custom image. Okay, you created that one, your organizational image, that is. This will be running as a container. Okay, like this. Now this container contains your Tomcat and the Java application. Again, they are not going to install on this. Okay, they are not going to install separately Tomcat, and they are not going to install separately on the Tomcat Java. They are not going to do that. They are going to create an image like that. Did you get that? Hello?
Sir, this will be like Tomcat and Java application will be on one container, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then Java application is basically nothing but that binary or whatever the dependency is all about. At the end of the day, it will convert to that Docker file, right? Docker image.
Docker image. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So something like that. Okay. So these are the Docker terminologies. This is how you need to create a machine, how to connect to the machines, and this is how we are going to do labs in the future also. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask. And let me confirm that one. Today is the last demo session, and from Monday, a link is going to be changed. Okay, so we are going to add you to the Slack channel so that we can communicate with your questions actually. And yeah, that's the thing. And please go ahead and register for the course if you are interested.
One last question. Where are we going to get all these notes which you are sharing in the session?
Yeah. Once these demo sessions are completed, actually, you will be getting a drive link actually to your email address, which you have shared with DURGASOFT, where these sessions as well as notes will be uploaded there so that you can access that from there.
Okay. And just one request, can you check your settings in this Zoom? Because I just saw that the host need to change the settings if we are not able to copy from chats. Anybody in the batch is able to copy apart from me?
No, it's not working.
Actually, I'm not the host. I'm not the host. I'm just like you. The DurgaSoft people is the host actually.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you can confirm from them, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll be asking to enable the copy option.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone have any questions related to today's session or anything
Oh,
related to demo?
One
Yep.
question, like in case of monolithic applications, so one artifact will be extracted and that will be created as a image. So in case of microservices, like different component will be created as a different images, or and how that
Yes.
works.
Yes. In case of microservices, different components or different functionalities will be created as a separate images. And we are going to establish the communication between the images. Okay, let me open the diagram which I have drawn yesterday. Not this one. Okay, it is here actually. Yeah. Okay, so in the case of microservices, here in the yesterday's example, each and every functionality or each and every component, we are going to create a separate image. Okay, so we are going to, after creating a separate image, and we are going to run these images as a containers, and we are going to establish a communication between these containers once they are converted as containers from the images. Okay, so yeah, like that, there will be separate images and separate, everything is separate actually.
Okay, so we do have a commands for linking those images.
Yes,
Okay.
we are going to do that.
Okay.
We are going to do labs.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Please go ahead and register for course, and we'll meet in the next class, that is on Monday. Thank you. Thanks for joining. And yeah, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.